All right. Oh, let's see. How are we? Oh, mm, whew. Hey, everybody. Those people coming in, those people not coming in. What's going on? What is up? Hey, Abby. Hey, T. Trisha. Hey, everyone. Um, I wanted to come on and talk with y'all about a little bit of politics. Hey, Belize. Hey, little baby. Um, I hear you, Abby. Um, and I just wanted to talk some politics. I was supposed to do politics this weekend, but I didn't because I had a lot going on and I wanted to wait until hey distant lover, hey watermelon sugar, hey nappy child. Excuse me. I'm just belching, y'all. Just belching. Dear God. That's uh from that damn ginger ale. Anyway, so we're gonna talk some politics. I'm get your questions ready. Um, get your questions, comments, concerns, rude remarks, and all of the above ready. Because we just gonna talk about some things. I love how when I go on my own channel on my own device, Google prompts me to join and become a member of my own channel. I'm just trying to make sense. Anyway, uh, hey everybody, as you all are coming in, it is good to see y'all on this hot and steamy Tuesday across the fruited plains. Last time I checked, it had gotten all the way up because when I told Abby it was 25, now it's 28. Ooh, we breaking the thermometer today with the 28. Dear God. Anyway, um, we had events this weekend. Now, didn't we? Politically, we had a few events this weekend. Politically, did we not? And now we're dealing with the aftermath of all of the politics that happened this weekend. Now, let's talk about the fact that, hey, Yana, there was an impeachment trial started last week. It went into the weekend. Um, Now, of course, we have been, screaming from the rooftop. There wasn't an ice cube's chance in the hell of all right, T Trisha, come on, keep sneaking, honey. Sneak, sneak. Creep, creep. Anyway, excuse me, that ginger ale got me just belching, honey. Um, but we talked about how there wasn't an ice cube's chance in hell of there actually being a conviction. I was surprised at the number of Republicans that actually voted to convict. There ended up being 7. And you knew that there would be fallout from those 7. Um, who are the 7? Let's call them out. Um, um, God, do I have to mention her? One of my least favorite Republicans, Susan Collins. I just loathe her. I just really dislike her. Anyway, hey, really, B. Susan Collins of Maine, Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. I knew Lisa Murkowski was going to vote to convict. Mitt Romney of Utah, Ben Sass of Nebraska. I knew Murkowski, Romney, and Sass. I had pretty much said, um, I just knew they were going to vote. Hey, Sugar Honey Icy Child. It took me like 3, 4 minutes to figure out that says Sugar Honey Iced Tea. Girl, where you get that font from? Annie. But Ben Sass has been on Trump's ass for a little minute now. He has not been for him for a good little minute, honey. Um, Mitt Romney, I knew he was going to vote I knew he was going to vote to convict, and Murkowski. I knew those 3. I knew. The surprises to me was Bill Cassidy of Louisiana. I was surprised at him. I was surprised at Richard Burr. But then when I thought about it, Richard Burr has already said he's not running for election again. Like he's not running for the Senate, for re-election to the Senate. So he ain't got nothing to lose. Patrick Toomey of Pennsylvania, I can see why he did, because he is in a state like Pennsylvania, which is traditionally blue, but has been leaning more purple as of late. Hey Danny. Susan Collins goes whichever way the wind blows. And so once Lisa Murkowski decided that she was going to vote to convict, I think Susan Collins said, well, I guess I'll go with her, and that'll give me cover. Now, remember, Susan Collins is also in a traditionally blue state. So it was Collins, Murkowski, Romney, Sass, Cassidy, Toomey, and Burr. We knew that was going to go. Now, let's be clear. There was fallout. Hold on. The Republican Party, I'm gonna get to them in a few minutes. I'm gonna have a whole ass rant. Okay, we about to have a whole, but give me a few minutes. Dear God. There have been Republicans that have been censured by their respective party because of their vote to convict Donald Trump. Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy was told right up front, hey, boo, and the leader of the Republican Party of the great state of Louisiana is on record, got on screen, got on television being interviewed, and said, we did not send you up to the Senate to vote your conscience or to do the right thing. We sent you there to do our bidding. That is what that young man said. Let me repeat what he said. That young man, the head of the Republican Party in the great state of Louisiana, said, we did not send Bill Cassidy to Washington as a senator for him to vote his conscience or for him to do the right thing. We voted for him to fall his ass in line. We voted for him to do our biddings. I just want y'all. I'm just trying to paint the narrative and paint the picture for y'all of what y'all got going on in these yet to be United States of America. Um, the great state of North Carolina. So they censured. He was not young. He was a child. They censured that young man in the great state of Louisiana. The great state of North Carolina followed suit with Richard Burr within the Republican parties. And then the great state of Pennsylvania followed suit with, hey, Royalty Forever, hey, So Jeff, with Pat Toomey. And now Mitt Romney had the state of Utah back him up because the other GOP parties within all of the other states were expecting censures to come for all 7 of the Republicans that voted to convict Donald Trump. The great state of Utah and their GOP said, nah, we're going to back him. We're good. We're good over here. Don't worry about what we got going on. Fuck you and fuck your life. We are good over here. Um, but he still got a slap on the wrist and got reprimanded. Okay. Um, but the GOP is calling for censures of all of those people. If you recall, Liz Cheney has already been censured in her state for how she voted in the House, and several other House members that voted to impeach Trump um, were also censured. Um, what else did I miss? Hold on. Mitch McConnell um, has also come under attack. Under attack. But we'll get to him in a minute. We'll get to him in a minute. I ain't here for no parts of that young man, Mitch McConnell. I'm not here for any parts of Mitch McConnell and what he got going on. Now, um, let's be clear. The largest white supremacist organization in these yet to be United States of America is not the Proud Boys, is not QAnon. I shouldn't say largest, but the most influential and the most effective white supremacist organization in these yet to be United States is not QAnon, it's not the Proud Boys, it's not Breitbart and their band of merry men over there, it's not even the Ku Klux Klan. It is the Republican Party across the fruited plains. Please be clear about that. These people are doubling down. And I told y'all way back before all of this happened, right after the election, when we did a politics talk right after the November election. I told y'all the Democrats are too weak and they are not fit for the political battle and the political warfares that they are entering themselves into. Okay? I'm gonna get to Nancy in a minute, so Jeff, because Nancy ain't shit. Okay. Now let me tell you what I mean. We got people like Lindsey Graham, who is one of the most insidious people walking the face of the planet. Let me say that again. This young man, Lindsey Graham, is one of the most insidious and heinous individuals walking the face of the planet. And if you live in the great state of South Carolina, you need to be afraid, because I'm telling you, the all of the powers that be in the great state of South Carolina align themselves with him and his brain, his way of thinking. This is the gerrymandering state of South Carolina, which they need to, I think they're called the Palmetto State. Let's call them the gerrymandering state. Okay. Now, Lady G, as she likes to be referred to in dark corners and dark hotel rooms, where she's sniffing lines of coke off of male escort penises. Okay. That Lady G, Miss Lindsey Graham. Dear God, Tim Scott is going along to get along, blazing. Tim Scott, black ass, is gonna go along to get along and say whatever he's told to say. Okay, this whore, Lady G, though, she got her ass up on Fox News, and she pretty much told Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, "Hey, bitches, get ready, because the moment we get any amount of power, we impeaching everybody." They've already put out there that they're intending to impeach Kamala Harris. And he said it right there on Fox News. He said, y'all set the precedent, and Kamala Harris will see herself up for impeachment. All because they said she bailed out somebody that was involved in Black Lives Matter. And so now the Republican Party has their eyes set on Kamala Harris. And please believe, where the Democratic Party is never successful in these impeachment things, the Republican Party is not going to play nice. They're not going to play fair. And so why should the Democratic Party? And then what's so disheartening is, hey, the T Lounge Lady T, hey, Quintessential, hey, Blazing, what's good, big head? What's so disrespectful is you have members of the Democratic Party that will walk lockstep and key with the Republican Party before they do their own. See Joe Manchin of the great state of West Virginia. These people are in it for one reason only. And the only reason that the Republican Party is here, they're not here to see the United States be great. They're not here to make America great again. They're not here to see that the citizens to which they have been elected to govern and create legislation for are doing well. They are here for their own personal gain, which is to stay in power and stay in politics as long as they can. They want to be the next Strom Thurmond, damn near keeling over dead at like 139 years old, holding the Senate and the United States government hostage. Because if you don't have people who care about the government that they are a part of enough to convict someone who's so blatantly, just blatantly tried to overthrow the United States government, then you're reaching. And then to ceremoniously threaten the other side and say, hey, bitches, fuck off and let us get in power if you want to. We're ready for it. We are here for it. We're here for it. They're here for it. And I've been saying so long, all of this posturing about, oh, bipartisan, oh, we want to work with the other side, oh, we have to get the Republicans along. Fuck them. And I'm sick of the Nancy Pelosi's of the world and the Joe Bidens of the world and the Chuck Schumers of the world telling us that they're going to try to negotiate in good faith with people who don't have good faith. This shit is retarded at this point. It's stupid. They have no desire to play nice with you people. But y'all over here, still over here talking about, well, it's important that we do these things bipartisan. Fuck that. Fuck it. Now, if you want to do something, this is what you do. This is what, see, this is how you get some teeth in it. Listen, if it were up to me, The first thing I would have did when we took control is we taking away the filibuster. The filibuster is going to keep the Republicans in power. And here's what's so idiotic about it. Here's what's idiotic. The Republican Party, when they were in power, they had all three branches, right? The filibuster was there, but guess what Mitch McConnell and his band of married men were able to do? Everything they wanted to get put out, they got put out. Damn a filibuster. And what y'all think the filibuster is going to do? We about to get this done. We about to make this happen. Now watch this bullshit that the Democrats try to sell you. They're going to come back with the same fuckery and fucktitude and say, oh, we'd like to do some things, but the filibuster is just keeping us from doing it. And so we have to negotiate in good faith with the Republican. When them hoes was in power, they ain't give two shits about a filibuster. They went up, they voted and kept it moving. But you whores are over here talking about filibusters. So do away with the filibuster. Because I'm going to tell you what's about to happen. The Republicans are going to use every tool they have in their arsenal. Every loophole, every parliamentary procedure, every standing rule in the Senate that they can use to stop and thwart anything y'all want to get done, they're going to do that. So your best bet, Dems, is for you to fuck them and fuck them hard. You kill the filibuster immediately. You pass everything you want to get passed as fast as you can now, because you've proven that you're going to find a way to mess this up, Democrats. They'll find a way to lose the majority in 2022. And let me tell you how they're going to find a way to lose the majority in 2022. They're going to continue with some of these people in positions of power in the Democratic Party that want to negotiate with this white supremacist group and this terrorist group called the Republican Party. They are a fucking terrorist group at this point. Why are they a terrorist group? Because they sit there and they're almost accessories at this point to the crime of a person and a group of people trying to overthrow your own government. And you sit there and you appease them, and you sit there and you say, oh, they didn't do anything wrong. They're okay. They can come within our ranks. They can frolic with us. They can play. No, the Republican Party is a whole group of terrorists. And you are over there trying to negotiate with terrorists. Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden. Joe Biden. This man went on television and told you what they're going to do. He told you the Republican Party is coming for your vice president. But you want to tell me how you want to go negotiate with these rat bastards. Dude, that's what you're doing, right? That's like somebody telling you, you and your spouse, okay, you and your spouse, y'all get invited to dinner somewhere, right? Before y'all get invited to dinner, you on the phone with the person who invited you, and they say, I don't really care for your spouse like that. That bitch get on my nerves. When that bitch come to my house, I'm gonna slap the fuck out that bitch, and I'm gonna let that bitch know how I feel. And you said to your spouse the next day, all right, we finna go over here to this dinner, and we gonna play nice with them. That's not how that works. A bitch tell you they finna slap the fuck out your spouse. What the fuck you gonna do? Baby, stay home. Because I'm going over there. Oh, I'm going. But it ain't gonna be for what the fuck they think I'm going for. And you go over that bitch guns a-blazing like, bitch, what was said about me and mine? Because I'm not here for you coming for me and mine. That is how you play these games. But y'all over here trying to negotiate with terrorists. Y'all over here playing games. The people have told you that they're coming. They've told you that. And let's be clear. You see how y'all had that 7 that voted to convict Joe Trump? Not Joe Trump, dear God. Donald John Trump. If they took that vote right now, I guarantee you it wouldn't be 7. It probably would be 1 or 2. And I'm thinking it might be 2 because it probably would be Murkowski, because Alaska already said, don't even come to us talking about Murkowski. We like her. Leave us alone. We way up here by Canada. Don't fuck with us, and we won't fuck with y'all. That's what Alaska GOP said. And Utah has said we welcome political diversity and stuff like that. So they kind of in a backwards way supported Utah, I mean Mitt Romney and what he said. So I can see those two continuing to vote to convict. Maybe Ben Sass, because Ben Sass been here for the fuck shit with Donald Trump for a long time. But these people, please be clear, are now being censured and they don't want to lose their job. They don't want to be cast out by this band of terrorists that they're a part of. Okay? Listen, Nappy Child, that is something that they're running with, that if it were secret ballot, they wouldn't have that it would have been closer. I got a news flash. If it were secret ballot, you might have had some Democrats that would have not convicted Donald Trump. Now you wrap your hands around that. Let me say that again. If it were secret ballot, you would have had some Democrats that would have voted to acquit that young man. I said it and I meant it. I said it and I meant it. Now, here's the thing. They're thinking about voting on the 14th Amendment, which would mean that they would have to vote to that which would essentially say that Donald Trump could not take political office again, could not run for political office again. Please understand. Please understand. If Donald John Trump is never able to run for political office again, it does not matter. The damage is already done. The water is already polluted. Another thing Lindsey Graham said, even though he was talking out of the side of his neck, saying, "Oh, Richard Burr has pretty much cemented that Laura Trump, wife of Eric Trump, is going to be the senator representing the great state of North Carolina." Well, he had already said he wasn't running again, first of all, Lindsey Graham. So you're not breaking news, Lindsey Graham, by any stretch of the imagination. You're not breaking any news. And so it's like you was threatening Richard Burr, excuse me. Like you threatening Burr by saying, "Oh, you gonna get put out of office." He'd already said he's not running anymore. Lady G, stand the fuck down, Lady G. Stand the fuck down. Okay. But continuing on, what Lindsey Graham and even Mitch McConnell. See, Mitch McConnell, you don't get a pass either. He tried to come on and, do this little speech because he's doing his best to try to control the Republican Party, but you can't control kids that you ain't raised right. That's like when you got the mama who let their kids jump off the wall and jump off the rooftop at home. Got 8 kids, like stair steps. Their ages are 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 6 months. Okay, that's their ages. And she go out to Walmart And now she want to be super mom and yelling and screaming. The kids still bouncing off the wall like they've been bouncing off the wall at home. They bounce the fuck off the wall at home. They tear up everything at home. They kick, scream, fuss, fight right on the walls, terrorize the neighbors and all. But then when you go out to Walmart now, you want to act like you want to flex and act like, oh, I'm super mom and I got discipline in my house. No, you don't. Because if there was discipline, you wouldn't have this foolishness going on in the store. So your kid's going to embarrass you. You don't think you finna try and, dictate on us and get disciplined now because we out in public. We finna show our ass in public like we show our ass at home. And the same thing is happening with the Republican Party. You got these same horrible ass people, these same miscreants that you all have aided and abetted, that you all have high-fived, that you all have celebrated amongst the Republican Party. And now, Mitch McConnell, you want to give speeches talking about trying to, consolidate the Republican Party and get everybody together? Honey. Where was this energy during the last administration? Where was this energy? Hey, Braylon, what's going on? Where the fuck was this energy, Mitch McConnell? You only had this energy once he had lost. And that's why your little raggedy wife resigned. Because remember, his raggedy wife was a member of the Trump administration. She was Secretary of what, Transportation or something like that? I ain't trying to hear shit they got to say. I ain't trying to hear Mitch McConnell, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. Let me say that again. I'm going to say that again. You ain't shit. Okay? If you all think that the Democratic Party and their band of merry men, okay, are going to do what is the best thing in their position to do, which is go and shove shit down their throats with reckless abandon, you're reaching. They're not going to do that. They do not have the backbone, the balls, or anything to do that. Okay? They don't have any way to do that. They don't have the testicular fortitude with which to combat people that are here for all kinds of political warfare. That terrorist and white supremacist group known as the GOP is here for a real political warfare. Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden are here to try to play nice. They're here trying to be conciliatory. This whore, I'm sorry to call this woman a whore, but y'all know that's my lingo. That's just how we talk over here. I'm sorry. If you get offended by me saying this whore, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know if she's whoring herself. She might be. But I don't know that. Anyway, this happened. Nancy Pelosi said out of her mouth, we need to have a strong Republican Party for the betterment of America. Let me help you understand something, Nancy Pelosi. There is no way under the sun you would ever hear any Republican, from the most centrist Republican to the far right hanging dangling off of the farthest right side of the Republican Party, any Republican say we need a strong Democratic Party. See, this is the wishy-washiness and weakness that we're working with. Because at a time where these people have showed you their ass and told you they don't give a shit about you and how you feel, they don't give a shit about your political ideologies, they don't care about you, and at the first chance they get, they're going to try and take your ass out. And what you do is say, oh, we need a strong Republican Party. No, the fuck we don't. Fuck them hoes. Because a strong Republican Party ends up giving you what the fuck we had on January 6th. They are terrorists. They are a whole ass huge white supremacist terrorist group. That is what the GOP is. But you got Nancy Pelosi, the freaking Speaker of the House, one of the highest ranking Democrats in these yet to be United States of America, saying we need a strong Republican Party. For what? A strong Republican Party is what created Donald Trump. A strong Republican Party is a Republican Party that shoved a bunch of racist judges in the judiciary branch up and down the appellate circuit and all of the federal benches. The strong Republican Party is the ones who now have the majority over there in the United States Supreme Court, where they could do away with about 100 years worth of progress that we've made in these yet to be United States of America. But you over here on camera telling me that we need a strong Republican Party. No, what we need is a stronger Democratic Party. What we need is a Democratic Party with leadership that says, oh, you not going to fight fair? Great, we're not going to fight fair either. Because while I love Michelle Obama to death, there's no such animal as when they go low, we go high. Because when you go high, you get hit in the nuts. Right. The strong Republican Party was shitting all over the United States Capitol, spreading fecal matter all over the walls, and they was in your office stealing everything they could. That's what a strong Republican Party gives you, Nancy Pelosi. Listen, Nancy Pelosi and the Dems tried to come out here and act like after this whole terrorist attack that happened on January 6th, they tried to act like, oh, well, we are so angry and so upset and this, that, and the third. Girl, where's the evidence of this anger? Where's the evidence? You're posturing, sweetheart. You're playing. You're pandering to the television cameras, thinking that you're saying and doing what people want you to say and do, when really you're not. We see you. Now, see, I told y'all this before Joe Biden got elected. I told y'all that we would be on the Dems' ass way more than because we put them there than we were on the Republicans, because these are the people who are supposed to be aligned with us. These are supposed to be the people that are doing the work of the people and doing things that we want them to do. But no, we don't have that. We have people cowering to the lessers of us. Please help me understand when the Republicans gave a shit about Nancy and how she felt when they were in power. They didn't give two shits. Hey, Shawnette. Exactly. Exactly, Belize. When you go high, they let a domestic terrorist vacation in Mexico instead of being in somebody's jail. Just a mess. A damn mess. Let me take a quick moment to celebrate two individuals during this whole thing. Representative Joe Neguse out of the great state of Colorado, and Delegate Stacey Plaskett representing the United States Virgin Islands. Let's celebrate these two wonderful Black people and how proud we were when we watched these two Black people get up there and showcase everything that we are. We are intelligent, we are poised, we are well spoken, we are deliberate, intentional. Did you hear how I love the other day when she had on the pink when Representative Plaskett got up there and when the guy tried to talk about black women and showed the clip about black women and she got up there and said, oh no, what you're not gonna do, dear one, you're not gonna come up here and try and infuse black women into your whole argument or into some defense to defend Donald Trump because black women want no parts of Donald Trump or any parts of his defense. I was like, yes, God, I was here for it. Joe Goose, Joe Goose got up there and with diamond-like precision was just surgically cutting away any arguments that someone could have made. Just surgically. I would love to have seen him in a court of law. Because the way he was cut, because I've already heard stories of Stacey Plaskett, because if I'm not mistaken, a friend of mine that I went to school with says that they had a relative that worked for her, and they said that when she used to be in Brooklyn, because she used to be a lawyer, I think in Brooklyn, somewhere in New York, I think it was Brooklyn, or was it the Bronx? I think it was Brooklyn. But anyway, they said that she was none to be played with when she was in the courtroom. But I'd love to see Joe Neguse. Joe Neguse, listen, that black man right there got up there and said, "We're not here for this. We're not here for any of this." And he's the youngest on that was a part of the team of impeachment managers. He's just 36. But he got up there and he and Representative Plaskett were brilliant in what they did. And I hope that and one thing that I noticed that Representative Plaskett did, if you recall, if listen to snippets of her closing arguments, she was introducing stuff because they knew it was the high school shares in hell, but they were introducing stuff in the record, things that they know that they wanted to get on the record. And some of the things that she talked about was, if you notice, she talked about the representation, being a delegate. She mentioned that real briefly. It was real subtle, but she talked about the fact that she's representing the Virgin Islands, but the Virgin Islands don't have a real vote because they're just a territory. And she kind of introduced that, hey, Miss Honey, into the atmosphere. Now, we don't know where that's going to go, but that speaks to people like people in the District of Columbia, in Puerto Rico, in the Virgin Islands, in Guam, and other United States territory who have representation in the House of Delegates, House of Representatives, excuse me, but they don't have actual votes and delegates, which is unfair. I shouldn't say that. They have delegates, but they don't have actual representatives, which is unfair. She talked about it. She mentioned that real briefly as well. What I hope is that the Democratic Party looks at how well Representative Plaskett and Delegate Plaskett, even though to me she's a representative, it doesn't matter. But Delegate Plaskett and Representative Neguse were viewed, and how well they were received, and how prepared they were for this, and say to themselves, we need people like this in leadership positions, because you got, at some point, you got to eventually start reaching back down to the younger generation. You're going to age yourself out. I remember when it was a big thing to have the young up and coming black representatives back in the day, late 60s, early 70s, when you had Conyers and what's my boy out of New York, who out Rango, and Barbara Jordan and Shirley Chisholm and all of that, and they made way for Carol Moseley Braun and so forth and stuff like that. You had these young, sometimes they'd be called radical, but young, energetic, aggressive black politicians that were here for it. They had the stones. They had the guts and they knew what to do and how to do it. They were poised, they were intentional, they were deliberate in everything that they were doing. And what the Democratic Party at that time had to do, they had to begin to ingratiate them in, because people like the Barbara Jordans of the world, even um, former President Richard Nixon said it was the Barbara Jordan, it was the way Barbara Jordan undressed him on television when they had that hearing, that he said, yeah, I probably need to let this go. I probably need to let this go. And so you got the squad up there with Ilhan Omar and AOC and the girls, the squad up there. You got Cori Bush from Missouri, who we are all here for Cori Bush. Now, a lot of people been introduced to Representative Plaskett, Representative Nagusa, and there are some other young, energetic, thriving Dems that has the stones, they have the guts to go out here and wage the political warfare that you have to have with this terrorist group called the GOP. If they don't, if the Dems do not start to think about the political warfare that's about to come on, 2022 is going to end up looking like 2010. I'm telling you, 2022 will look like, thank you, Richie Torres out of New York. Forgot about Torres in New York. But what the Dems need to do is, sorry about that, y'all. Somebody was calling me. They need to have more of these young, intelligent, poised, but strong uh, politicians that are going to go out there and do the dirty work, because that's what, listen, this is what they wanted. Nancy and all of them up there in positions of power, even my good frat brother Hakeem Jeffries, who goes along with whatever Nancy wants, Chuck Schumer and all of them and their band of merry men, and Senator Leahy and them. They want people to go out there. They want the young people to go out there and do all of the dirty work while they get all of the prestige and esteem. Even if you're going to do that, I'm almost okay with that. But give them, take the shackles off of them, let them go out there, and you take a step back. Y'all should be on your way out anyway. The Clyburns of the world, the Pelosi's of the world, y'all need to be somewhere on somebody's ranch or somebody's farm, retired, talking about how it could have, should have, and would have been. Hey, Valerie Bermudez, y'all around here still trying to hold on to the holding on. Y'all need to make way for the young next generation, like someone had to do for you. At some point, Nancy Pelosi, Representative Clyburn, y'all were young and y'all were energetic and enthusiastic. And you got the Democratic Party, which is more and more becoming younger and younger, and y'all ain't doing nothing with them. Y'all still trying to hold on. Y'all ain't willing to. Remember when the Dems first got the House back in 2014, when they won the House again in 2014? And remember how Nancy, when she was in jeopardy of not being voted as House Speaker. Remember when she came up for House Speaker and she was all, she was posturing, she was, all like, well, I don't know. And she was saying, well, I would love for you all to just give me Speaker so we can solidify the Democratic Party. And then I'll just step out of the way and let the next, wave of leadership come and, do what they need to do. I mean, not 20, I said 2014, I meant 2018. Yeah, 2018. It was 2018. She ain't do that. She ain't trying to do that. She ain't do that. She ain't trying to do that. She's not trying to give up no amount of power at all. None at all. None at all. Let me tell you what else was the sickening and disrespectful part about when they tried to infuse black women in their argument for Donald Trump. They try to infuse black women in that argument when they were talking about fight for this and fight for that. And they included videos of black women saying fight for the rights not to kill their children and stuff like that, you know. And Representative Plaskett had to come up there and go off. Still, let's bring it all back home. All of this done in a room filled with not a single black woman, because there's not a single black woman in the United States Senate. Not a single one. And remember, we talked about that on my live, a month or two ago, when we found out that California put a Hispanic male in that seat that Kamala Harris had instead of putting another black female. And so what ended up happening is there's no black female in the United States Senate, not a single one. And thank God, Reverend Warnock won, because at least we kept 3 black people. Other than that, we would have just had 2. One of which, don't want no parts of being black. Mr. Tim Scott, his fuckery. The trial happened. The young man was acquitted. Okay. We knew he was going to be acquitted. We were prepared for that. And while we push forward and move forward, let's be very clear. I told y'all before, the Republican Party is forever changed. You hear little mumblings about maybe we could start a third party. It ain't happening. There's no way. I would bet my left kidney that in my lifetime there won't be a viable third party. So those Republicans gonna either have to cross the line, become independents, or fall in line with the rest of the Republicans that have told you that they're here for Trump and they are forever here for that faction of the Republican Party. They have completely turned themselves into a white supremacist group and a terrorist group. I'm just saying. Let me see what y'all talking about. I've been over here ranting and raving, and I ain't even been reading what y'all talking about. I'm so sorry, y'all. I had a moment. I had a moment. I had to speak about some things. I had to speak about some things. Not that most of them couldn't even run from the terrorists. I miss Nina Turner. They need her back in the United States House of Representatives. Child. Anyway, yeah, I'm just seeing what y'all talking about in it. I just don't understand why. Um, Listen, Chuck is not gonna listen. I have every belief, and I would be here for. Hey, G. Smith. Hey, Meg Hahn. I would be here for AOC running against Chuck Schumer in a Democratic primary. I'd be all here for it. All here for it. I'd be so here for it. You know what else I would be here? Listen, if I'm Joe Neguse, I'm looking at who's up for re-election in the Senate in the great state of Colorado next. And I might be saying, look out. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's getting out of control. Listen, it's going to get worse before it gets better, okay? Here's what's so funny. We have people in leadership in the Democratic Party that make all of these exceptions, and they want to be so nice to the other side while the other side punches them in the mouth. You got Joe Biden, who's trying to be all nice and conciliatory, and he wants to be so great to the Republican Party. So much so he was like, I'm just going to do my best not to say anything and not to speak about anything until the impeachment trial is over. Fuck that. Because the other side, if it were the other way around and Joe Biden was getting impeached, they would be screaming. Listen, every Republican pundit would be all over the place talking about it in real time. But you over here, oh, I'm going to be quiet. I'm just going to let it go. Fuck that. You yourself, Joe Biden, said that you are the Democratic Party. You said that in one of the debates. I am the Democratic Party. I speak to what is important to the Democratic Party, which is why your monkey ass should have got the fuck on your pulpit as president and said he needs to be convicted. You had nothing to lose. You had nothing to lose. You knew it wasn't an Ice Cube's chance in hell of him actually being convicted. So it made more sense since it ain't going down anyway. I might as well go ahead and say what I got to say anyway. And let me go ahead and say it. The bitch is guilty. He needs to be in jail. And I don't understand why the Southern District of New York has not filed formal charges against that young man yet. I don't understand why a lot of other places have not filed charges against this young man yet. I don't even understand why we're even still debating this, because all of the senators and representatives that did not vote to convict this rat bastard need to be put out of the legislative branch. That's what I would have been saying if I was Joe Biden. I would have said the fact that he's no longer in 1600 Pennsylvania Boulevard should prove to you that he didn't belong to be here to begin with. And the fact that he incited a riot and is now the head of one of the largest terrorist organizations in America, known as the GOP, is more reason why he needs to be convicted and never allowed to run for office in these yet to be United States of America again. I want to hear what Joe Biden got to say about the fact that Lindsey Graham just told him that when they get the first opportunity they can, they're going to try and impeach his vice president, Kamala Harris. Where is your anger, Joe? Where is it? Because remember during the election campaign cycle, they were like, oh, Joe Biden is a loose cannon and Joe Biden is not poised. And sometimes he acts off emotions. And sometimes, you gotta, bring him back in because he gets too excited. Where's the excitement now? Because I need all of the excitement. I need all of the smoke. I need everything you got, because they're already telling you what they're going to do. They're already telling you what they're going to do. And you just sitting there like, oh, well, we'll see what happens. We'll see. Okay. Okay. Child, you ain't lying, G. Smith. You are not lying. Where is your anger, Joe? Where's this whole thing? Hey, MVN, about him being a loose cannon now? Because he ain't so loose right now. Y'all over here playing with likes to fight guy. Likes to fight guy is called likes to fight guy because he likes to fight because he's good at it. You people are over here playing games with them, and they are here for it. They're like, oh, okay, you want to fight? All right, bam, bitch. What? Now you laying on the ground crying and screaming. Oh, they hit me. But you know what? I'm gonna be nice to him. I'm not gonna hit him back. I'm not gonna sweep his leg so he can fall on the ground. I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna just try to maybe get back up and tell him there are rules to the fight. Explain to him what the rules are so when we fight again, he can follow the rules. And then you come back again, he punch you in the mouth again and say, fuck you and your rules. That's what the GOP is doing to the damn. They're saying, fuck you and your rules. And y'all sitting over here playing nice with them. Nancy Pelosi out here talking about we need a strong Republican Party. Where? Here? In these yet to be United States. That's what you're telling me. Nancy Pelosi. Lord. Y'all can't even get the COVID bill passed. Republicans have already told you it ain't that hard. They've already said, fuck you. You want legislation pushed? Don't look for us to help you. They've already told you that. Something as simple as the COVID bill. They have said, I don't give a shit what you put out there. We ain't voting for it. We could be for it. We could have told you the Republican Party, this is what they do. I'm going to give you an example. The Republican Party could come out on Monday and say, the Republican Party is here for planting apple trees all across the country. We want apple trees. We will fight tooth and nail for apple trees. The Democratic Party come on Tuesday and say, you know what? That's a good idea. We should have apple trees. By Tuesday night, the Republican Party is coming out and saying, we don't want no goddamn apple trees. We never wanted apple trees. How the fuck you think we gonna vote for some goddamn apple trees? You don't believe that shit. That's how the Republican Party is. Because they say one thing, the Democrats acquiesce and coalesce to the demands of these rat bastards, these terrorists. And then when they acquiesce and coalesce to these people, then they backtrack on that and say, oh no, we never wanted that. We just want to be contrarians. We just want nothing to do with whatever you want. And if you can't see that as Dems, you're idiotic. Which is why you should not try to negotiate in good faith with people who don't have good faith. You can't fight fairly with people. You can't have a fair fight with people who don't fight fair. It's stupid. It's stupidity. Y'all are letting the people. Here's what's so funny and amazing. You would look from afar and think that the Republican Party was in power, that they were the majority power. That's how weak the Dems are right now. Somebody would look from afar and say, wow, Joe Biden must have a completely Republican legislative branch because I don't see, what's going, they seem to be the ones making all the rules and flexing and deciding which way things are going to go. No, that's not. The Dems are in power and they don't know what to do. They have no idea what to do. They have no idea what to do. No idea what to do. No idea. And see, Chuck Schumer, let me tell you how he's going to fuck up. Mitch McConnell was here for it. Even when the Republicans lost the House, Mitch McConnell said, I don't need those people down there because all of the real shit happens up here in the Senate. All of the real confirmations, all of the real legislation, all of the real power behind the scenes goes through the Senate. So I don't give a shit what they doing down there in the House. I'm here for this in the Senate. Now, in the Senate, you got Chuck Schumer, who doesn't have that same energy. Chuck Schumer is around here trying to figure out his own way, trying to figure out where he want to go or what he wants to do or this, that, and the third. And I don't know. And my fear with Chuck Schumer is this. My fear with Chuck Schumer is that he is not working as if the legislative branch is its own separate entity from the executive branch. And what I mean by that is this: I feel like Chuck Schumer is allowing Biden and his administration to dictate to him what direction the Dems in the Senate need to go in. You can't do that. One thing I'll say about Mitch McConnell had his own agenda. Donald Trump was over there blathering all of his hate and all of that stuff. Mitch McConnell said, okay, I'm going to let him do that. But we got an agenda over here in the Senate, and I'm going to force feed all of my judiciary appointments in. I'm going to stack the deck with on the Supreme Court. We're going to get everything in. Donald Trump is going to distract y'all, distract the people. And then I'm gonna just, do what because I have my own agenda. Damn how he feel. We got our own agenda here. I don't feel like Chuck Schumer has that. Chuck Schumer is just gonna sit there and go along to get along. So he's going to be dictated to from Joe Biden, which that's not how it was designed to work. The legislative body is its own body. They're not here to meet the demands of the president. They are their own equal body. And I think they have given up their rights or given up the power they have as a whole branch of government just to have somebody in the presidency, not knowing that you are just as powerful as the president. That body is just as powerful. Because even when you talk about, well, the president is the commander in chief, yes, but the president cannot do a whole lot with that army without the consent of the legislative branch. That's why they have three bodies with checks and balances. Let me see what y'all saying. They need to bulldoze their way through everything, just like right, especially when the majority of Americans actually want the COVID bill passed. What's taking so long? I don't know. No idea. Just a mess. Just a mess. They need to get rid of the filibuster. You talk about censures. Let me tell you who the Dems need to censure right now. Y'all need to do something about Joe Manchin. Y'all need to do something about Joe Manchin. Because Joe Manchin already said, I'm not voting to get rid of the filibuster. And what's the girl name in Arizona with the K? What's the chick name in Arizona, the senator in Arizona with the K? Who said with Joe Manchin, I'm not here for it either? Them no motherfuckers you want to censure. We trying to get some stuff passed. And please believe, if it were on the other side, the Republicans would have no problem. Even the Lisa Murkowski's and Susan Collinses of the world, when it shit hits the fan and it's time to vote, they vote lock and step with their fellow Republicans. Sinema, thank you. But now you got when the Dems are in power, they're always with the fuck shit and fuckery. You always got a bitch out here who want to be, who want to get known, who want to make a name for themselves, who wants to be all over the political, television shows saying, well, I don't feel like I'm going to vote with the rest of the Democrats. That's what Joe Manchin is doing. He's just posturing. That's what the Sinema girl is doing because she knows she's out there in Arizona, and Arizona is traditionally red, and she knows even though they had McCain out there and so forth, she knows that she could be a one and done senator, and she doesn't want to be a one and done senator. So she will play that game where she says she may be Democrat, but she's right leaning. Okay. Just saying. So I, I don't understand. I don't understand. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you what I could see. You see how they're talking about the Republican Party splintering and maybe having two branches? I don't see that happening. I could see the Democratic Party splitting. The progressives have already said we only gonna sit here for so long before we don't have our demands met. And I could see the progressives and those and the far left members of the Democratic Party bailing on out and say, nope, we'll be independent before we allow you rat bastards to dictate to us what the hell we gonna do. Especially if they're not voting in their best interest or they're not putting things out in their best interest. Why would they? Why would they? A mess. It's just a mess. Just a whole mess. Who am I? Who am I? I don't know. I don't know, y'all. But I definitely wanted to have a talk. Y'all know I love when we have these political talks. When we talk politics, we talk about what's going on in these yet to be United States of America. I told y'all it was some shiggity going on when right after the election, rather than being the news media being concerned about, you know, convicting these terrorists, they concerned with Russia and the guy who got arrested in Myanmar and all of these other things. Just a mess. Just a damn mess. We are worse. Listen, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Just brace yourselves. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I don't. Nancy Pelosi just announced, I think it was yesterday or day before on Sunday, that she wants a 9/11 style commission on exactly what happened um in on the January 6th terrorist attack. Okay. Isn't that why the FBI and the CIA and the law enforcement parts of the Fed, isn't that supposedly what? I'm not saying they're having a commission. Hey, Regina. But aren't they supposed to be out here trying to piece together exactly what happened and convict the people that did this? Because Nancy Pelosi, let's be clear, you gonna put together this 9/11 style commission for what? You tried the impeachment thing, that didn't work. What do you want now? You really think that something's going to happen? You want to know what happened, Nancy Pelosi? Terrorists came, descended upon the United States Capitol, and they were going to kill you. Welcome to what it means to be a black person in America. Because y'all was all scared. Y'all up and down. Oh my God, we didn't know whether or not we were going to die. Oh boy, it was so scary. Welcome to being black in America. Because we live with this every day. Welcome to what it means to be black in these yet to be United States of America, living in constant fear that at some point, well, today might be that day. Because a bunch of white people want to continue to establish supremacy and dominance and just feel that they'd rather take me out as opposed to confront the truth and deal with reality and be civil and allow people to live their lives. I maintain Nancy Pelosi really spends more time coordinating her face mask with her outfit than she does doing real legislation. Because Mama always has a sickening face mask on. Sickening. I shudder to think. And I know we're still within the first 100 days. Hell, we still within the first month of this new administration. But I don't want you the Republicans are not wasting any time showing you that they don't give a shit about you. Showing you that at the first chance they get, they gonna cut your throat. And y'all around here posturing, y'all around here trying to play games and play nice, y'all should be shoving it down their throat. I should see Kamala Harris sitting there in the president's seat of the United States Senate more often than not, because she should be there every other day to vote some other thing to be the deciding vote on another thing that probably went 50-50. Oh, we got something else 50-50. I'll be right there. Give me 15 minutes. I'll be right there. Call for a quorum. Had them call. By the time y'all finish calling for a quorum, I'll be there and I'll be sitting in my seat and we can get this going on 51-50. Shoving it down their throat. Shoving it down their throats. And if y'all really want to have some power, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to get that mansion and Sonema chick down at 1600 Pennsylvania Boulevard, where y'all can stand in front of them in a closed door meeting with the Biden administration, Schumer, Pelosi, and all of the other Dems in positions of power and say, hey bitches, we're not here for the fuck shit. Now y'all want to play this game, talk about y'all ain't gonna vote for removing the filibuster. Don't look for no money from us. Don't look for us to support you. Don't look for us to do anything. And y'all are already staying in, living in states that are not blue states. Play with it if you want to. I listen. You can't play nice with it. You cannot play nice with these people. And it's amazing how the other side can always get their people to fall in line. Even the people who say they don't want to fall in line, they always eventually fall in line. But when it's on our side, then we got to play these games. Then we got people who be like, I don't feel like doing that. That don't agree with my spirit. What? Bitch, what? I'm trying to tell you so Jeff. Hey, Miss Baythang. I be saying I have all kinds of stuff locked and loaded for Joe Manchin. Oh, bitch, you want to act? You want to book up and act bad now? Remember when you did such and such, and we hid that from the viewing public? It'll be on MSNBC and CNN tonight, boo. Matter of fact, we'll give it to Fox News. Fuck off. Fall in line. Get your life in order. I be saying the same thing to Sonema out there in Arizona. Hey, boo, you barely, and I mean barely, are maintaining your spot in the United States Senate out there in that red state of Arizona. You really want to play this game with us? You really want to play this game? But they don't have to do that. Manchin and Sonema don't have nothing to worry about because they know who they're dealing with. They know exactly the weak leadership that they're dealing with. Just a mess. Just a mess. I don't understand y'all. But see, the Dems play. Here's what another thing that the Dems aren't smart about. Y'all don't know the political warfare games that are played, and y'all don't know how to make strategic chess moves and stuff like that. See, what the other side will do is they'll say, "Oh, there'll be 10 items in a bill, right?" They say, "Oh, we're here for the bill, but it's two parts of that bill we ain't here for. So because we don't want the two parts of that bill, we ain't voting for none of this shit. And we gonna hold this shit up forever. Until you change those two parts that we don't like, we're gonna be here forever. Go it's not don't look for us to vote for you until you change them two parts. And see, my thing is I'd rather have a bunch of small victories that hopefully can come together and equate to a larger piece of success Then you just trying to hold firm on all of these 10 things and not say, you know what, for right now, we're going to just remove these two. We'll come back to that. Because like you said, they holding on. There was a part of the COVID bill before the original one when Trump was in the seat that didn't have anything to do with the money. It was all about um it was all about 230, the clause that allows internet companies to be not liable for things. And you looked at it like, what the hell does this have to do with COVID? And why is this even in this bill? They put it there just so they couldn't vote for it. They strategically put it there because they knew that their side would be like, nope, not going to vote for that. And they're going to continue to do that. They're going to continue to shove it up the Dems' ass. While the Dems should be shoving it up there, they're going to continue to shove it up the Dems' ass. Listen, please know. Oh yeah, they already said they don't want no parts of the $15. They said, listen, there is, listen, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this now. Those people, by no means, no stretch of the imagination, are going to vote for $15 minimum wage at all. It's not going to happen. They don't want that because a $15 wage will raise the poverty line, and that will raise the poverty line, uh, which means that if you raise minimum wage, then you have to start to raise the salary of the people above minimum wage. Because if I'm making, let's say, minimum wage nationally is, I think, what, $7 and some change, something like that. Maybe I think somebody will get the right number. But I'm gonna just say, let's say minimum wage right now is $8, right? If I'm making $16 and minimum wage goes up to $15, whereas I was making double the minimum wage before, now I'm just making $1 more than minimum wage. I'm gonna look at my boss, and so now the rest of the people who are above minimum wage gonna start looking at their boss like, now wait a goddamn minute. Some people got a pay raise. Where's mine? Because I've been working just as hard. Does the FBI have the authority to investigate the Senate? The FBI has the authority to investigate um not the Senate as a whole, but they can investigate individuals in the Senate who are doing the it wouldn't be like they are investigating the Senate body, but they can investigate individuals within the Senate that may have done things or may be doing things, or groups of people in the Senate that may be doing things. They, have investigative powers, sweeping investigative powers, but they wouldn't necessarily be investigating the Senate as a whole, so to speak. What's holding up the stimulus? The Republicans don't want to play nice. They don't want no parts of what y'all got going on. They want no parts of letting Democrats have a victory for anything. They giving, listen, believe it, so Jeff, believe it. And Joe Manchin is loving it. He's another white man who doesn't want to um, abdicate or give up any amount of his white supremacy. And so he's going to flex as much as he can and remind the people, you forgot who I am? I'm a white man in these yet to be United States of America. And I'm going to flex and I'm going to show you how much power I have. That's what Joe Manchin is. I'm just saying. That's who Joe Manchin is. It's funny, man. It's funny, man. I told y'all, man, when these people got voted, I said, we're going to have to watch the Dems way more closely. Hey, Johnny Cage, than we watched. Hey, Reese, then we watched the last administration. Mm. I'm about to get off here in a second, y'all. I love when we talk, like when we do these kinds of talks, I love being engrossed in it. I love the banter, the commentary. I even love your questions because they get me to thinking of things like that. I probably I hope you all appreciate these political talks that we have, and we've been having more of them. Um, we've been having more of these political talks lately, and I'm going to. I told you all I would be giving you all more. I hope you appreciate and support the channel as we do more of this, and I definitely hope you all enjoy it. Um, so yeah. Also, um, programming notes tonight. On Really B's channel, the first part of her live, we are going to be doing a teacher project 2.0 where we're um, doing a mix up where not really a mix up, but we are allowing if you remember, I went live on a silly Saturday. What was that, last week or week before last? And we had teacher project 2.0 for the first hour, and then we got to the other silly Saturday stuff. We're doing that kind of tonight on Really B's channel, and I'm going to do that and talk some teacher project 2.0 stuff tonight, where we're going to talk education, and because there's a lot going on with education. You know, the CDC put some stuff out there, and there's a lot going on with teacher unions and stuff like that, whether or not kids are going to go back to school. And so we're going to talk some teacher project 2.0 for the first half of her live tonight, and then so I'll be over there for that, and then we'll go she's going to, go into her regular live. Of course, Queen Sugar comes on at 8 tonight, so we're going to be here for it. Look for my review tonight of Queen Sugar. I will get my review out tonight. Trust. We back in the saddle, back with, Queen Sugar. I'm so excited. You should be excited too. So we're gonna get that out. I think that's all I got. Let me say, as I always do, thank you for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for your any and all support that anybody gives to the channel. All of my contact information is available at the bottom, scrolling across the bottom. Queen Sugar is out 8 p.m. Eastern tonight on OWN. So look for that. My review will be out. I always tell y'all I love y'all. I love on y'all. Um, child. Ooh, child, don't get me started, Miss Honey Kofi. Oh, dear God. Ooh, oh, Jesus, don't get me started. Ooh. Thank you, Nappy Child, for putting Really B's channel up for me. We'll be over there on her channel. It's gonna be at 5:30. So that's about 45 minutes from now. She's gonna be a little early tonight so that we can do the live and still get off and go watch Queen Sugar. So look for Really B to in about 45 minutes at 5:30. I'll be over there. Gonna go grab me something to eat real fast and lubricate my throat. I got a bunch of lives tonight too. Um, or not just on YouTube, but other places. That's all I got. Anything else for the good of the order before I leave? Um, anything, people, before I go? Anything? Nothing. All right then. We're good. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, until we meet again. Shondo's in the chat. Shondo's up and down. Until next time. Oh yeah, don't forget. I'll be in DC this weekend, so we'll be doing a lot of partying this weekend. There'll be a lot of meetups and matchups this weekend. That's all I got. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. Press the button, though, Teddy. Press the button.